Okay, good morning, everyone. Just get this adjusted. For practice today, if you have two blocks available, I wanted to focus on opening across the heart space. And so in our initial grounding, we're going to do a heart opening. If you don't have two blocks, that's okay. You can also just take Savasana with your arms open wide. But a supported fish was where I thought we would begin. I have kind of weird yoga blocks. They're like the thin ones. So I have mine set up on the medium and the high setting, but I find if you have like standard size yoga blocks that low and medium feels really nice. But you can feel free to get creative with the settings of your blocks if you are going to be using those in our beginning moments. The lower block will be supporting the back of your heart space. So you want like the bottom edge of that lower block right at the base of your shoulder blades. And then the second block, the higher block, will be for your head. And then, like I said, heart space opening is our focus, and doing so from a really active and engaged back body so that when we open to the front line, we feel sturdy and we feel held by our own strength. And I think maybe just so we can have a little bit more time to like kind of simmer in that heart opening, we'll start right away there. Like I said, if you don't have blocks available, or if that opening doesn't feel good for your body, feel free to start somewhere else. You can start in Savasana or in seated meditation. But if you have blocks and you're wanting to find your way into your supported fish, just start to adjust. So again, that lower block is at the base of your shoulder blades. And then the higher block is there to support your skull. And give yourself a moment to find the placement of the blocks that feels good on your body. Allow your arms to release to the earth beside you. You can either send your legs out long, like Shavasana. You can bend your knees, let them fall to center, finding more of a supported bridge, or a fallen bridge rather. Or you could take Supta Baddha and bring the soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to fall open wide. Your butterfly is also an option. As you find yourself in your first initial shape of practice, invite your eyes to soften shut. And start to bring some awareness to the flow of your breath. Noticing the rise of in-breath and the release of each out-breath. Start to notice the points of contact between your body and the earth or blocks. And at each moment where your body is supported, can you allow those spaces to become a little bit heavier? You let yourself drop a little bit deeper at those moments of your body. As you really settle and trust that support beneath you, feeling some of the initial tension rinse away, maybe soften along your jawline or across your forehead. And begin the process of deepening your breath. Let every inhale get a little bit wider, a little bit more expansive. And feel every exhale as this invitation to release. As each inhale becomes slightly more expansive, Just notice how every exhale will naturally begin to lengthen out in response. As your breath deepens, notice any shifts, any changes that occur within your body, and also within the space of your mind. And for the next couple cycles of breath, as you bring attention to the space of your heart, maybe consider something specific that you're hoping to open your heart to. So that there can be a direction of your shapes and your movements, this heart space intention, guiding that deeper purpose and meaning behind each movement. And as you're ready, take a really deep breath in. And then when you're ready, an open mouth exhale out. Let's find one more like that. So a deep, expansive inhale. And an open mouth, clearing, cleansing exhale. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And through your nose, strong, intentional ujjayi breath out. As you continue with your ujjayi breath, you can make the choice to stay on your support if you are there for as long as you want. We're going to be rolling to a fetal pose on our right side. Start to bend your knees. And then really slowly and gently begin to transition off your blocks. Right arm's going to reach long towards the back of the room so you can rest your head into your right bicep. And then if you can, reaching your left hand back just to move those blocks out of the way. From this fetal pose, we're going to reach left hand down to catch left foot, finding a quad stretch to open through the front of our left hip and down into our left thigh. And so before you start to find your biggest kick back, start to activate your center, pull your navel to your spine. Think about lifting your front hip bones towards your front low ribs to lengthen your low back. As you find a little tuck of your tailbone, squeeze your left glute into engagement. And then think about moving your left thigh bone back into that resistance. Broaden your collarbone across your chest, and then feel your left shoulder draw away from your left ear a little bit. Take one more big breath in, down through your left side and through that stretch. And as you exhale, release your left foot. Let your knees come to stack in that fetal pose. Keeping your legs as they are for a moment, let your left shoulder fall back into a gentle twist. Arms going to a capital T. Just take a breath in. And take a breath out. Follow your next inhale through center. Gather your knees to your chest to offer some length into your low back, your lumbar spine. Breathe into your low back, and then as you exhale, fetal pose to the left, rolling all the way onto your left side. As you extend your left arm, go ahead and reach your right hand down to catch your right foot. And you can adjust your bottom leg to wherever you need it to be for support. Lighting up your core, find that tuck of your tailbone to the front of your yoga mat. Squeeze your right glute into activation, and then start to find your depth from there. You can do a little mini shoulder shrug through your right side to really open the front line of your chest. Then find 2 mindful breaths. After your second breath, there's no rush, but as you're ready to release back into your fetal pose. Knees come to stack. And allow your right shoulder just to fall back to the earth first, spreading your arms to a capital T in your gentle twist. Big breath reaches along your right side body. Then just patient as the exhale empties away. Rolling back to center, knees come to your heart. Maybe curl your forehead up to your knees initially as you take a big breath in. Then exhale, head and shoulders relax back. Take a couple rocks along the length of your spine. We're going to meet in a cross-legged seat with our right shin in front of our left. Once you arrive, your hands are going to catch the fronts of your knees. And use an inhale to pull your chest forward into a cow spine. So bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Okay, really offer your heart forward, maybe lift your chin. And as you exhale, holding on tight to your knees, you're going to start to tuck your tailbone, lean back, round back, chin to chest, cat spine. So your shoulder blades pull apart. Think about your knees pressing down to the earth as you hold on with your fingertips. We're going to start to find a big rib cage circle. So with your next breath in, start to scoop your ribs over to the right, eventually pulling yourself forward to your cow spine at center. On your exhale, start to go to the left and then begin to tuck and curl, scooping to the left side into your cat spine at center. And just reverse that one time. So we inhale, scoop over to the left, pulling forward to cow. And exhale, scoop to the right, and then tuck and round back into your cat spine. Next, inhale, sit up tall, reach your hands up tall. On your exhale, lifting through your sternum, goddess your arms, elbows press wide and back. And then bring your hands down to the earth, fingertips pointing towards your seat. Unwinding your legs, knees bent, just place your feet to the earth. On an inhale, think about pressing your heart forward and up. Feel your shoulder blades, lift your heart to the sky, maybe a little lift of your chin. And then keep that action, but begin to bend your elbows and press your elbows gently in the opposite direction. So imagine you're trying to create like the biggest gap between the back of your heart and your elbows. Big stretch through the chest. Take one more inhale. Your exhale, begin to find cross-legged seat, second side. So left shin goes in front of your right. Hands catch your knees. Inhale, actively pull yourself forward to a cow spine, lining up the muscles along your back body. Exhale, tuck and curl, cat spine. Draw chin to chest. Really feel that spread of your shoulder blades at the back of your heart. We'll take our rib cage circle in each direction, going to the left first this time as we inhale, scoop to the left. For the biggest circle you can, drawing forward to your cow spine. And then take your time to exhale to the right, tuck and curl towards your cat spine. Just follow your breath to reverse. We inhale to the right, moving towards cow. And exhale to the left, finding our way back to cat. Okay, we'll rise tall, reach tall, take a breath in. One more time, goddess arms. Think about that active lift of your sternum. Good. Inhale, reach high. Breath out to your tabletop. So however you'd like to find all fours. And then actually, it's also, if you have yoga blocks, just move them to the front of your yoga mat. That way they are available if you want them. And then finding your way into your tabletop. Strong through your hands, really actively grip through your finger pads and pull your finger pads energetically into the center of your palm. So imagine you're gripping the earth as strong as you can through your fingertips. From there, inhale, cow, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. On your exhale, cat pose, tucking through your tail, big push away of the earth, really round your spine here. Feel your low belly strength, emphasizing that tuck of your tailbone, chin to chest. Then inhale to your cow pose one more time. Untuck, feel your low back strong, lift your heart, and then keep your hips stacked over your knees, moving to Anahatasana, our heart-melting pose. Walk our hands out in front of us, and then bring either your forehead or your chest towards the earth. Now stay really active through your arms. So whether you're on your palms or if you want to lift up to your fingertips, either way, actively root down through your hands. Right, sink your sternum to the earth. And as you press your chest towards the ground, breathe into the back of your heart space. Now from here, we're going to start to bend at our elbows, and we're going to slither forward into a belly down Savasana. So slide forward, let your hips release to the earth, and stack your hands underneath your forehead, elbows wide. Adjust your legs to be either hips distance or maybe zipped all the way up, whatever you prefer, whatever feels good for you for a low cobra. Light up your quads to press the tops of your feet to the earth. Feel that push extend all the way through to your toenails. Engaging your glutes and your center. With an inhale, low cobra goddess arms. Feel that strength pull your chest up and away from the earth. And then think about using the strength along your spine to release back to your belly down Shavasana slow. So you're using your strength in both directions. We go twice more. We inhale, goddess arm, low cobra. Strong all the way down to your toenails, navel to spine. And then exhale, belly down, Shavasana. Last one, inhale, goddess arm, low cobra. Stay on your exhale, re-engage your body. And start to set your hands up for gecko pose. So fingertips going wider than your yoga mat. Elbows point to the sky. Keep that engagement at your center. You can stay at the same height that you are. Or option to use a little push of your hands to lift a little taller. So just make sure that feels good for your body. Glutes are super strong and supportive. Take a breath in. Adding in our twist, left shoulder reaches towards the right side of our yoga mat. Take a little dip and twist. Look to the right side of the room. On your inhale, gecko, lift through center. And exhale, second side, right shoulder dips across. Good, inhale, center. Now on your exhale, keep your gecko arms, but lower your chest to the earth. Bring your left arm into a goddess arm on the ground. So you're creating a 90-degree bend through your left arm on the earth, from shoulder to elbow to wrist. Keeping that right side gecko, rest your right ear to the ground and bend your right heel to your booty. Rolling open, you're going to roll onto your left side body to create that big stretch across the left side of your chest and left shoulder. So essentially we're in our wing pose, but with a goddess left arm. Collarbones nice and wide. Just take one deep breath here, gently rooting down through your left arm. Find strong support at your center through your core. And then start to roll back through the midline. We're going to switch out our arms. So right arm comes to goddess. Left arm comes to gecko. As you turn your right ear to the earth, bend your left heel to your booty. Rolling open to your shoulder stretch. And a gentle rootedness through your right arm on the earth. Think about pressing your left shoulder back in space to broaden your collarbones across your chest. Feel your tailbone lengthen to the back of your yoga mat and take one more breath. And strong at your center, slowly roll back to the midline. As you roll into your belly, bring your hands to frame your ribcage and push to a child's pose. Let your knees go wide and shift your hips to your heels. Take a nice deep breath in and a slow exhale. Good, hips happy to your heels. Staying with your knees wide, roll up so you're sitting on your shin bones for baby camel. Big backstroke of your right hand to the earth behind you. Kick your shin bones down into the earth to begin to hover your pelvis. And then find an active tuck of your tailbone super strong through your seat. Inhale to lift towards your baby camel. Finding a slight twist of your heart to the right side of the room so your left hand reaches up and over. Breathe into your spine, breathe into your left side body, and then exhale to sink your hips back down. Bending second side, giant backstroke of your left arm. So your left fingertips push into the earth, begin to kick your shin bones down. Find that active tuck of your tailbone to light up your glutes and core. Then lift into your baby camel, incorporate that twist through your torso. Little micro bend through your left elbow as you rotate your heart to the left side of the room. Breathe as you reach through your right fingertips. And exhale to melt back towards the earth, shifting forward to a high plank as you're ready. Big push into your hands as you step back into your plank. Drawing through your strong core center, take a breath in. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Now a few rounds of breath here just to check in and explore any movement that feels intuitive. So maybe a slow pedal action through your feet. And can you feel that combined energy of the push of your arms and the pulling back from your core strength to draw your hips back energetically over your heels? So they're not going to stack, but imagine pulling your pelvis back over your feet. And see if that helps to not only emphasize the length of your spine, but to draw a little bit of energy out of your wrists. And from here, we're going to inhale our right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Engage your core and then bend your right knee and open your hip. Option to find a hip circle in each direction here or to stay in stillness. And we'll inhale to our three-legged dog, re-extend. With an exhale, draw your knee to your nose, pushing the earth away as you shift forward. So press through your hands, push through your strong left toes. And then three-legged dog, inhale, right leg reaches. Lizard lunge, slow and strong, right foot to the outside of your right hand. And then lower your left knee to the earth. Feel free to rotate your right toes to the angle that works for your body or feels good in this moment. And draw a big arm circle with your right arm to twist to the right side of the room. Micro bend your left elbow and start to bend your left heel to your seat. Now you can just bend and reach towards your foot, or if it's available, maybe right hand catches left foot. Can you light up your left glute? And then think about your shoulder blades first, pressing your heart forward to the front of the room so we get longer. And as your shoulder blades push your heart forward, shoulder blades drawing together, then begin to maybe rotate your heart towards the sky. And take one more breath in. And on your breath out, slowly start to release, moving through your lifted lizard lunge. Right toes pivot forward. Hands on the inside of your right foot. Lift your back knee off the ground. Good, slow and strong, high plank. Right foot joins your left. Take a big breath in, bend your knees, crouching tabletop. Hips shift back towards your heels. On your exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So option to shift forward and travel mindfully through your flow, lowering halfway or all the way. As you breathe into your upward facing dog, push super strong through your hands, but also kick super strong to the tops of your feet so you feel your legs incredibly active. And then downward facing dog. Once you arrive, use an inhale to lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged. Bend your knee, open your hip. Option to incorporate a hip circle if that feels good for this side. And following your breath, use an inhale to extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, strong push through hands and right toes as you slide forward, shoulders out of ears. Three-legged dog, inhale, left leg lifts. And lizard lunge, find that intentional, slow step forward. Release your right knee to the earth. Option to be on fingertips here as well. Little micro bend through your right elbow as you reach your left hand forward. And then draw that big circle sweep back to twist to the left side of the room. Maybe start to bend your right heel towards you, finding that kind of hamstring curl action. And an option to catch your foot here. Power on your right glute. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades gently towards each other and use that energy to encourage your heart forward. Once you feel that kind of push of your heart forward, then rotate into your twist. Left shoulder sliding back in space. Take one more deep breath, breathing into that stretch, that sensation. When you're ready to unwind, lifted lizard lunge. Hands on the inside of your left foot, lift your back knee. High plank, left foot meets your right. Option for your crouching tabletop as you gather in a breath. And exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. And again, really trying to emphasize that up dog moment. Can you push the earth away to draw shoulders out of ears? Can you engage your quads more than you think you want to or you need to? Feel that lift of your kneecaps and then go back to downward facing dog. So I find when I light up my quads and my glutes and my up dog, I feel way more supported in my low back. Now in your downward facing dog, imagine you're spreading your sitting bones, push through your hands, and feel your heart move towards your upper thighs. With the breath in, we'll lift rightly to the sky again. This time, keep your right leg long, flex your foot, and square your hip. Getting that bigger left hamstring stretch. Take an inhale. On exhale, knee to nose to step forward, right foot between your hands. Yep. Let your left knee lower to the earth. Anjaneyasana, back toes can be tucked or untucked. Big push through your feet to lift through heart and hands. On your exhale, find your goddess arms. Option to press your hips forward. Think more about going forward than down even. And then inhale, push and reach. Anjaneyasana. On your exhale, hands come down to the earth. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and take a moment in your hamstring stretch. Feel free to grab yoga blocks here. We're just here for a breath, but whatever support works for you. Drive energy down through your right foot. And then starting to adjust your feet for your high crescent lunge. Driving down through your feet, in particular your right heel. Root to rise as you take your next inhale. On your exhale, find your airplane arms. So we're going to keep both feet on the earth, but as you hinge forward, think buoyant left thigh. Proud chest, maybe a little shoulder shrug to open across your heart. As you rotate palms down, thumbs wide, and press the backs of your hands towards the sky, and you draw your pinky fingers gently towards each other, letting up your triceps, the backs of your arms. We're going to go to a 90-90 crescent lunge. So as you inhale, start to bend your left knee towards a hover. Engage your core so strong and push through your right heel to bring yourself into this upright 90-90 lunge. So shoulders are stacked over hips. Press through your right heel to help tuck your front hip bones up to your front low ribs. And squeeze your left glute to find that deep stretch at the front of your left hip. Hands can be at heart. And from here, we're going to start to inhale, lean forward. On your exhale, big push through your right foot. Rise up to your one-legged mountain pose, inhaling to grow all the way tall. Good. On your exhale, left foot's going to meet your right. You're in Urdhva Hastasana. Now keep your hip bones and your chest square to the front of the room. Rotate your right palm to the right. So you're in external rotation. Keeping your torso as square to the front as possible, just start to draw like a big backstroke with your right arm. So you're drawing like a big half circle. As your right hand kind of nears your right hip, just circle, sweep it up. Take a breath in, flip your left palm to the left side of the room, and one big backstroke to the left side. Eventually completing that circle, both hands go high, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, start to bend your knees and goddess your arms. Emphasize the S curve of your spine. Breathe in, rise tall, reach tall. And exhale, soft knees, forward fold. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. On your exhale, find your high plank position. And with a big breath in, shift forward to your tippy toes. Knees up or down, slowly lower to the earth for 5. Crown of the head reaches forward, elbows press back for 4. Core and thighs are strong for 3, 2, and 1. Untucking your toes. Anchor down to the tops of your feet. Think about your low glutes hugging to your hamstrings to press the tops of your feet down. From here, inhale to your low or high cobra. And exhale, draw back towards your child's pose. Knees go wide, big toes to touch. From child's pose, we're going to take 2 rounds of baby seal. The first round, we're going to move through like a cat spine. So hands are at the front of your yoga mat, knees are wide. Think about rounding the back of your heart up to the sky like you're moving to a cat spine. Keep your knees wide. Tuck in through your core. And then as you kind of reach shoulders over wrists, you're going to let your hips drop forward any amount. Try to keep that space between shoulders and ears. Squeeze your glutes as you draw your heels together and towards you. Now my glutes are super strong, so my low back feels supported. From here, we're just going to take it back to our child's pose. We're going to find that same baby seal shape, but we're going to go forward, scooping through a cow spine. So as you inhale, looking forward, start to bend at your elbows. Think cow spine. Scoop forward, forward, forward. And then as it feels right, hips drop into baby seal. Collarbones spread across your chest. Think about this kind of like wrapping action of your elbow creases forward. Light up through your core. Maybe lift your chin. And then round it back, child's pose. And take an inhale. And an exhale. We're going to shift forward through our high plank. So just step into your high plank, big breath in. And downward facing dog, breath out. Let's check in with second side of what we just explored. Find a really intentional downward facing dog. Again, feeling that energy of drawing your hips back over your heels, long through the crown of your head to your fingertips. Inhale, your left leg floats, 3-legged dog. Keeping your left leg long as you exhale, make sure you have your flexed foot and a square hip. Push energy back through your left heel, big breath in. Exhale, think knee to nose to step your left foot forward. Anjaneyasana, right knee releases to the earth. Again, your back toes can be tucked or untucked. And then light up your inner thighs as you push through your left foot to lift your chest. Instead of dumping your hips forward, think about keeping this buoyancy through the front of your pelvis, length through your low back. Full inhale. And exhale, as you goddess your arms, maybe think about pressing your hips again forward. So rather than going down, think forward. Strong right glute. We'll inhale to reach tall when you're ready. Moving towards your hamstring stretch as you exhale, hands to the earth or blocks. Adjust your feet as needed and find length through your legs. Now notice as you lengthen both your legs, if you have a tendency to lean to the outside or inside of your left foot at all, try to find equal rootedness to the 4 corners of your left foot. Feel your left thigh bone drawing back and up in space. Strong and long through your right leg. Take one more breath. And then you're going to start to adjust your feet to your ideal high lunge position. Driving down into your feet, left heel in particular, root to rise using your inhale. On your exhale, squaring the hips, begin to airplane your arms beside you. Really find that buoyancy at your right hip. Try to find the longest, strongest line of energy from crown to right heel, and then maybe you do that little shoulder shrug, back body lights up. Front body draws in, maybe you activate your triceps as well. And notice if you're kind of leaning to one way or the other, try to find this hug to the midline. 90-90, we're going to inhale our right knee to a hover. Big push through your left heel to bring shoulders over hips. On exhale, let's bring hands to heart as we actively tuck in, trying to lift our hip bones up to our low ribs. Good. Right glute is fired on. Big stretch to the front of your right hip. And then we're going to start to lean our energy forward over our left foot. Your right toes can drag. Big push through your left foot to find your one-legged mountain as you inhale. On your exhale, Urdhva Hastasana, right foot meets your left. Right away, let's bend our knees and goddess arms. Good. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, halfway lift with airplane arms. So a little bend in your knees, tip forward. Airplane your arms. From that little bend in your knees, maybe bend them a little bit more. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale with bent knees, half lift, airplane arms. So think about extending from crown to tailbone. Do that one more time. Soft knees, inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Soft knees, exhale, half lift, airplane arms. Give this one more big breath in. And then soften your knees maybe a little bit more as you forward fold, melt down. Take a little pedal in your forward fold or a little swish of your hips from left to right. Deep breath through your nose. And then option for an open mouth exhale, letting it go. We'll find a halfway lift as we inhale. And use your exhale to arrive in your high plank position. A big breath in, slide forward. Breath out all the way to your belly with control. Untuck your toes. Strong lower body. Bring your elbows into Sphinx pose. So elbows stacked beneath your shoulders. First, find a really active push down to the entire length of your forearms from elbows to fingertips. Palms push into the earth. Like you're going to try to press your hands through the floorboards. And think about pulling your ribcage through your upper arm bones, so your biceps. Collarbones move wide across your chest. And then take one more round of breath. Now, depending on your relationship with back bends and how your body is feeling at this point in our practice, just monitoring, you're going to maybe stay here or maybe light up through your glutes and find your seal pose, lifting your elbows off the ground. Take one big breath in. Exhale back to Sphinx if you lifted your elbows. To counterbalance, knees can be up or down for this. We're going to go into a forearm plank. Take an inhale as you tuck your toes, and exhale, zip up your center. Think about engaging your glutes and drawing your tailbone towards your heels. Your knees can also be on the ground here. Just make sure your front body is drawn way up and in. So we're creating as much length and support for the back body as possible. Take 2 rounds of breath. Drive into your elbows to draw your front ribs away from the earth. And then once you are ready, slowly release. Belly down, Savasana, elbows go wide. Bend your knees, take a little windshield wiper from side to side as you inhale. And as you exhale. Legs will go long. We're going to press through a child's pose once again. Shift your hips to your heels, offering a moment of length for your back body. Knees going wide, hips heavy to heels, roll up so you're sitting on your shin bones. Moving into one more round of baby camel before we take our last bit of standing flow. Let's lead with our left arm, so big circle sweep with your left arm until your left fingertips find the earth behind you. And an inhale, lift up, baby camel. If you want to take this more like a little circle seat to the opposite side, as you exhale, hips drop down, your right hand's going to reach to the left side of the room. Think about diving forward through a child's pose until your right fingertips arrive behind you for second side, and you lift up your hips. If you took that circle sweep across, so you lower your booty, just take a little circle sweep, and then bring yourself upright through center. Let's find our way to downward facing dog. Last little bit of effort, and then we will bring it to the earth. So in your down dog, again, when you find those little tiny refinements, get really curious. Like when I engage here, what is the response and sensation? When I soften here, what is the response and sensation? When I breathe here, what happens in my body? When you're ready, use an inhale to lift your right leg high. On exhale, knee to nose. Holding for breath in. And stay for exhale out. Three-legged dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Your exhale, step your right foot forward for your high crescent lunge. As you're ready, root through your feet, rise all the way up, big breath in. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, 90-90 lunge, bend your left knee towards a hover, tuck into your center as you reach high. Breath out, bring hands to heart. We're going to start to tip forward. We're meeting in a figure four as you lean into your right foot. Light up your strong core, big push to bring your left ankle up and across figure four. Flex and sit back into your one-legged chair, finding the depth that feels good for you. In this moment, think long spine, active left ankle. Find 2 rounds of Ujjayi pranayama. A deep, steady in-breath through your nose. Slow, steady out-breath through your nose. When you're ready to rise up, one-legged mountain as you inhale. On your exhale, hands to heart, left foot meets your right. So we're going to move into a dancer's pose from here. We'll keep our left foot on the ground, so I like to find a little bend through both of my knees first. Think heavy tailbone. Find a hamstring curl of your right heel to your booty. Reaching your right hand to the sky, like we did last time we were standing at the front of our yoga mats. We're going to flip our right palm to the right side of the room, so we're in external rotation. Draw that big backstroke, keeping your heart squared at the front until your right palm catches the instep of your right foot. So bicep is turned out for external rotation. My right thumb is pointing towards my right big toe. You can keep that little bend in your left knee for stability. Draw to the midline of your body, so shoulder blades draw together, inner thighs squeeze to center. From there, think up dog through your chest. Kick up and back through your right foot. Once you have tension in that pulley system, continue to think about everything going up, but if you want to, you can hinge forward at your left hip crease. Finding your dancer's pose. I like left hand at heart, but you can reach your left hand forward. Finding the variation that is interesting to you, embracing any shakes and wobbles that appear. We're going to take a big breath in, and we're going to do our best not to slingshot as we exhale slowly through an airplane pose. So you lengthen across the horizon line, really feel the crown of your head extend forward, right foot reaches back, and slowly step into high crescent. Reach your right toes back, back, back until they arrive to the earth. Big breath in. On your exhale, hands come down to the ground. Moving directly into second side, we're going to inhale, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Holding for an inhale. Again, this is like a counterbalance to the back bending. We stay as we exhale. Three-legged dog, extend your left leg up and back, and then mindfully place your left foot forward. Find your energy through your lower body and center. Root to rise, high crescent as you breathe in. Airplane arms, breath out. 90-90, bend your right knee with an inhale, reaching high. Hands to heart as you exhale, begin to lean forward. Feel that push of your right toes, shifting your weight over left foot. Re-engage your core, and then figure four, right ankle stacks on top of your left quad. Finding your depth, flex your right ankle. Think about lifting right hip square with your left. And find a few rounds of breath. Can we breathe our sits bones further back and the crown of our head further forward? See how elongated we can become from crown to tailbone for our last two breaths. When you're ready, we're going to be meeting in our one-legged mountain. So root to rise, slow and in control. We inhale up. On exhale, right foot meets your left, hands to heart. You need to take a little wiggle here. Feel free to do so. Our right foot will stay on the ground. We're going to find dancer's pose on our left side. Again, if you have your favorite way to get into dancer's pose, you can always take the route that feels good for you. I like to bend both knees to start. Finding some length through my low back to activate through my low belly. Shift into right foot and find that hamstring curl, left heel to seat. Extend your left hand high and flip your left palm to the left. You take that big backstroke into external rotation, keeping your heart square forward. Catch the instep of your left foot. Hug your inner thighs and your shoulder blades to the midline of your body. And then begin to lift everything up. Can you think about lifting your ribcage away from your pelvis? And then can you kick up and back so you have tension in that pulley system? And then if you wanted to find the forward hinge, you're really just tipping into your right hamstring mobility. Continue to find that big kick up and back. Continue to find upward energy through your sternum. Maybe find a little extra bend through your right knee to help control your release through your airplane pose. Really light up your center. Find that little squaring action of your left hip. Breathe across your body, across the horizon line, and then crescent lunge. Think about stretching your left toes to the back of your yoga mat as you land. Big breath in, reach high. Exhale, hands to the earth. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog just for a moment. Pedal through your feet. And then use your core to wander your hands back to your feet, so you're in a forward fold back of your yoga mat. Maybe take a ragdoll, letting your head be heavy, arms heavy. Big breath in. And open mouth, exhale out. Bend your knees pretty generously. Tailbone heavy. Pull into your front body. And slowly roll up to standing. Knitting your front ribs together. As you roll up, chin to chest, and eventually blossom open in the way that feels good to you. We're going to roll back down, so chin to chest, bend your knees, tuck in through your front ribs, heavy tailbone, rolling down. And bear crawl forward into your downward facing dog. Little spinal love before we lay down. And then walk your feet forward, fold top of your yoga mat, getting a little stretch as you go. Once you're up to the top, just bend your knees and have a seat. And then go ahead and find strong anchors of your heels. We'll use our core to lower down. Hands reach out in front of us, maybe palms to the sky as you plug your shoulders in. Take a breath. And exhale, slowly start to tuck and curl to the earth. Right? Emphasizing your C curvature through your spine as you round and roll back with control. Finding perhaps a full body stretch once you arrive. Lengthen out from fingers to toes. Maybe spread your fingers and toes nice and wide. Couple circles through ankles and wrists. And then zip your legs up together. Keeping left leg long, bring your right knee to your torso. Hands catching the front of your right shin for wind removing pose. Big breath into your side bodies. And then as you exhale, supine twist. Pass your right knee across you. And rest your right shoulder to the earth. Maybe gazing to the right side of the room. Slowly roll to your back body. Bring both your knees to your chest. Inner thighs draw to center, and then keep that kind of hugged at the midline as you reach your right leg long across the earth. When removing pose, second side, breathing into that compression between belly and thigh. To melt your collarbones wide. Exhale to find your supine twist. Okay, 2 breaths, reach along your back and left side bodies. So think about your side body and then that area that's kind of like along the left side of your spine that reaches up to your inner left shoulder blade. I feel like a lot of us hold tension in that space on the inside of our shoulder blades, the back of the heart. So directing some breath energy to that area. When you're ready to return to center, rolling to the back body once again, knees to chest. And then option for any version of like a happy baby, or maybe just finding some knee circles here. You could also take like a happy baby butterfly hybrid. We're finding a sense of heaviness at your hips. And you have the option to stay here. Otherwise, we'll move into a final inversion before making our way into Savasana. So you might just send your legs up to the sky, maybe even pause here for a breath, even if you're gonna move into your plow or your shoulder stand. And from here, you can give yourself a boost if you'd like to lift into your plow or your shoulder stand. Ensuring that your neck is nice and spacious, breath can flow steady. Taking as many cycles of breath in your inversion as your body is craving. And then just make sure that you support yourself when you are ready to lower out. So you use your hands, you use your core, you bend your knees as you go. We'll be making our way eventually into Savasana. So if there's something else that your body is craving, another shape or another movement that you'd like to add in, just give yourself permission to intuitively go in that direction as you find your way to eventually stillness. Really strengthening that muscle of tending and caring for yourself while you're on your yoga mat. That practice of taking care of you. And then over time, you feel complete as you start to make your way towards stillness. You're starting to close down your eyes and really tune in. Noticing the space of your heart after moving and breathing and opening that area. And then over the next couple cycles of breath, dropping deeper and deeper into the sturdy support of the earth below. A sense of surrender after the hard work, the challenging work of opening your heart. It's challenging not just because often we're closed off from the physical body in this space, but opening of the heart can be an incredibly vulnerable act. And so allowing yourself these last few minutes to rest and receive, finding balance with that effort. Let's take one more deep inhale in. And a cleansing exhale out. And I'll guide you out when we're ready to close our practice together. Start to feel your heartbeat. And as that rhythm comes back onto your radar, just that steady pulse of your heart beating in your chest. Also start to feel the movement of your breath. No need to change anything about it, just feel your breath breathing itself. As you feel the life within your body, maybe you just stay as you are. Continue in that space of witnessing awareness, that mindful observation. Or you could bring one or both of your hands to the space of your heart. Taking a moment to acknowledge this practice, the insights and wisdom that is offered to us, that's on the table through the practice of yoga. And gratitude and appreciation for our bodies and our breath, and the physical vessel that carries us through each moment of every day. And then gratitude for this opportunity to come together each week, to move and to breathe amongst community. So together we'll take just one more deep inhale in. And an open mouth exhale out. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices always show up and guide us as our teachers, showing up to lead us towards greater authenticity and towards loving more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much, and namaste.